You don't always need to live through Pinterest. You can also live through yourself, through your own life. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you've not watched my videos before, then hi, my name is Fleur. This is your space for all things self-development where we focus on growth, mindset and becoming the best version of you. So welcome to the space. A few things that I wanted to just say before we get into today's video. Number one, today is October 3rd. And if you are a Swiftie, then you will know that October 3rd is the day that The Life of a Showgirl came out, and I have the whole day just been listening to Taylor Swift songs. Like, I have been so happy. This album is everything, and in about 3 hours I'm actually going to the cinema by myself to watch the movie by myself, and I'm driving there by myself, and I'm absolutely terrified, but you know what? This is a vibe. This just goes to show that I can really do anything that I want to do and that you can as well. And if you want to see me document it, then I post daily or as much as I can on my TikTok, which is under the same name as my YouTube, which is Fleur, so definitely have a look at that. Number two, I am just about to hit 1k subscribers on YouTube. Like, I'm like a good 30 subscribers away, but that is insane to me that I'm that close to hitting 1k. So thank you so much for that. Before we actually get on to what today's video is, I did have a part one to this little video that I'm doing today, which is all about how I romanticize autumn, and I actually filmed it with one of my best friends, Jess. So that was the part one, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 25 things that you can do this October to romanticize the heck out of this wonderful month, because this is my second favorite month of the year, the first one being December, and you have to do it right, you have to do it justice. So let's get straight into the video. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. I have a list on my phone, and we're actually going to be starting with cozy home rituals. So number one is to light autumn scented candles. Now this could be cinnamon, pumpkin, vanilla. I actually have a candle in the corner of my room, literally over there, which says I am an autumn, and it's Gilmore Girls themed, and it smells like pumpkin spice. And to each their own, not everybody likes pumpkin spice, but I personally love pumpkin spice. So if that's something that you know that you like, then go out of your way to buy yourself a candle. You know, at the end of the day, they last for a few weeks. They're only like £5-6 depending on where you get them from. TK Maxx or Home Sense, or I know it's TJ Maxx, I think, in America, which is actually the original name, is one of the best places to buy candles. And I truly believe that this is the season where we really need to make the most of everything, and that includes candles. So light the damn candle. The second thing is to bake a seasonal treat like apple pie, pumpkin bread, cinnamon rolls, the Taylor Swift really popular cookies that she always goes on about. Like, there's so many things that you can cook in this season. I'm actually going to be baking cinnamon rolls with my friend Jess. She's coming over next week for a sleepover just before her birthday, and we're going to be filming a part 3 to this little series, but basically some of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you today we're going to do in a vlog so that you can see me actualizing the steps. So I'm very excited because I've never made cinnamon rolls before, but I have always wanted to make them. Then number 3, we have create a cozy reading nook with blankets and fairy lights. Now, if you can't see, I actually have these fairy lights behind me, which I bought on Vinted for less than £5. I don't know why anyone in their sane mind would sell these gorgeous fairy lights, but I had to snap them up. I had to. And now in the evening, I have my salt lamp across the room. I've got my candle. I've got my incense. I've got my book that I'm currently reading, which is Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. I really recommend it. It's so cozy and so autumnal, and it just puts me in the perfect mood. Like, there's nothing else I want to do but read, because I've created the atmosphere to help me be in the mood to read. So I definitely recommend creating that atmosphere to help you get into the mood. And number 4 is try making your own autumn simmer pot. Now, I don't exactly know what this is, so I did a little bit of research into it, and apparently an autumn simmer pot is basically when you're like simmering spices like cloves, cinnamon, orange, to be able to get the smell in your house, but then also to be able to use it for other things as well. Have you ever noticed that when you make anything with cinnamon, it makes your whole house smell so nice? It's because it basically acts like a candle. Like, it gives that scent throughout the entirety of your house, but it's authentic rather than it being a candle. I did actually find out that candles aren't good for you, but we're gonna like ignore that, because I'm never going to be that person who isn't going to buy candles. I mean, I'm very health conscious, but I'm not that health conscious. Like, I can't take away candles from myself. I'm sorry, I just can't do that. So sorry, you know, I'm sorry. It can't really be that bad. I mean, if you think about all the things that we do in our life, that can't be one of the worst things that we do. But I feel like that's an authentic way of getting that smell in your house. So So I definitely would love to do that. When I was making the pumpkin puree in my vlog a little while ago, it actually made my whole house smell like pumpkin puree. So I really loved that. It made me want to make some more. And then the fifth thing is to have a movie marathon with classic autumn films. So this could be the Harry Potter series, the Twilight series. I actually went over with Jess so many different films that you can watch in the autumn time. So go click on the other video that I was just mentioning, because if you're looking for things like recommendations, I won't be sharing that in this video because we did a whole video on recommendations. But definitely the Harry Potter and the Twilight series, I can very much say those series are home to me, and when it comes to autumn time, the first thing I want to do is put them on my TV. So I definitely recommend having a look at that. And then we have nature and the outdoors. So this is the next 5 things that you can do. Number 6 is to go on a woodland walk to enjoy the fall foliage. Now I truly believe that even though nature is dying at this time of year, I actually find it so much more beautiful than spring or summer because there's more to look at. Like there's colors, there's all the things on the floor, there's just so much in the air. Even you can smell that like burnt wood scent, that fall scent, and it gets you so excited for autumn. You don't get that in spring and summer. And so I believe that if you really want to make the most of autumn, the best way that you can do that is to just go outside and touch some grass. I mean, we need to do that anyways. In this generation where we're losing our mind, we're losing our marbles because we're not touching grass enough. And I know that's like an overused phrase, but I think it's a genuine one that actually needs to be said more. So go outside and touch some grass and go on a little walk. You will enjoy it and it will help you clear your mind. And the 7th thing is to collect colourful leaves and press them into a journal or use them as a bookmark. Now I've done this before. I actually also vlogged this, I think like a year or 2 ago, when I did one of my first, I think it was my student autumn vlog that I did, and I actually found this beautiful leaf. I don't even know, I think I just found it on the floor and I was like, you know what, you're coming home with me. I kidnapped the leaf from nature, if you will say, and it was in my book for a good month and I loved it. And what's really funny is that recently I was out with my mum and my friends and there was this like really red leaf on the ground and I was like, you know, this is a very red leaf. Like at that point the leaves hadn't turned orange yet, but I was like convinced. I was like, you know what, this is an authentic leaf, this is gorgeous. You'd only see this in Canada. So I picked the leaf up and I was really excited about it. And then when I was in the coffee shop, one of my friends pointed out that it was paint. Someone had painted a green leaf, probably for like a school project or something, and I falsely believed that it was a real leaf. It was just a green leaf. Anyways, I still have it. I'm still using it because I think it's still cute. Does it seem a little bit of fake? Yeah, but you know what? It's fine. Nobody needs to know that it's not real. I believe it's real, and that's all that really matters. It's just an illusion. But having a real one is really nice, so I recommend that. And then number 8 is to visit a pumpkin patch or apple orchard. This is another thing that I always see going around on Pinterest, and I've always wanted to do both of these things, but I've never had the chance to. But this year, at the end of the month, I'm actually visiting a pumpkin patch with Jess, and this is separate to the autumn sleepover we're doing next week. I am so excited, and apparently it's a really good pumpkin patch as well. It's like a 20-30 minute drive from where I live, so I'm very excited about that, and obviously I'm going to be vlogging it. So if you're interested in seeing all of these fun vlogs that are coming up, then definitely subscribe to my channel so that you can see these videos. But pumpkin patches, I just think you can wear like a really cute autumnal outfit, go and take like a full photo shoot, spend time with your friends, pick out the best pumpkin, then carve it or paint it when you get home. Like you can make a full day out of that, and I really love that. Number 9 is to take a frosty early morning walk with a hot drink. Now maybe you can buy a coffee, like a pumpkin coffee or a hot chocolate, or even just a milk, a tea, whatever it may be, and then go outside, like we said, go on that nature walk and do it really early in the morning. Maybe put some like classical music on, or the Pride and Prejudice soundtrack. That's a vibe. Because every time I see dawn, the only thing I can think about is that ending scene in Pride and Prejudice. Like it's all I can think about. It's all I can think about. So I like to pretend that I'm Elizabeth Bennet every time it's dawn. Every time there is that beautiful sunrise, I pretend that I'm in that scene. Maybe I'm not, but I pretend I am. And I feel like you can really romanticize the early mornings by doing something like that, by playing music and by putting yourself into that mood. And then lastly, number 10 is to go stargazing on a crisp, clear autumn night. Now, I think stargazing is one of the funnest things that you can do. I've always wanted to do this with someone else. I mean, I have done in the past, but I've always wanted to make like a big deal out of it. I've also always wanted to go camping, but I've not done that either. But even if you have like a backyard or even a field or somewhere nearby, just go on a solo date with yourself. Obviously be safe about it, especially if you're a woman. And take like a little picnic basket, maybe take, I was going to say a book, but you're not going to be able to read in the pitch black. Maybe you don't need a book, just yourself. And look at the stars. And when I look at the stars, that for me is manifestation. I don't know how to explain it, but when I look at the night sky, I feel so motivated and so inspired to create the life of my dreams. I think when I can see what nature is capable, I mean, obviously everything that you see on a day-to-day basis, that as well, but you don't see the night sky as much as you see everything in, you know, the trees and everything else, because you don't always go outside at nighttime, or at least I don't. So the chances of me seeing the night sky are like very limited because I don't stargaze every single night. But when I do, it makes me feel so inspired, and it makes me feel very connected to God as well. Like I feel very connected to God when I stargaze, and so I recommend that. Maybe, I think it's a very romantic thing as well, to do with yourself or to do with a loved one or to do with a friend. So get your ass outside and stargaze. That was a bit aggressive. Right, the next 5 things are food and drink adventures, because why not? Let's get into this. This is also one of the best parts of autumn. Number 11 is to make your own pumpkin spice latte or chai latte at home. And to do this, you would actually have to make your own pumpkin syrup. I mean, you don't have to, you can probably buy it, but I made my own, like I said, and it was so much fun. It only took like 10 to 15 minutes. You can find a recipe online. It's very easy to follow. You just need to find pumpkin puree. And if you live in the UK, then that's very difficult to find. I managed to find it at a local farm shop, which you might be able to find as well, but just going into a supermarket, they don't usually sell things like that. I get really jealous of anyone that lives in America. I mean, not for all reasons, because I definitely wouldn't want President Trump as my president, but when it comes to things like snacks or even just seasonal things or even just clothes, like the thrifting that you can do in America, that's not fair. We don't have that here. We have little silly charity shops, but the things that you have in your thrift shops, they're actually cool. Anyways, I'm gonna start crying if I get serious about it. I just think that it's difficult sometimes to find these things in the UK, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. And if you can't, then you can actually buy it on Amazon, which is what I did the previous year. So buy yourself some pumpkin puree and then make the syrup, and then every time you want to have a hot drink, you can be in a coffee shop at home. You can make it yourself at home. It's very easy. So definitely do that. Number 12 is to cook an autumn soup or stew. Now, this is the season to have soups, and I've actually never made a soup from scratch, but I have, because I'll tell you, when I was in cooking class, when I was in like middle school or lower school, I made this soup. It was like Luke and potato. Yeah, I killed a man named Luke and I put him in my soup. Leek and potato soup. And my family wouldn't stop nattering about this soup from the day I made it to the day I stopped making it, because I actually only made it like a few times. They would always ask me, Fleur, please make your special soup. Please make your special soup. Bear in mind, I didn't come up with the recipe, like literally just followed a recipe at school, and then it ended up going really well. I loved that soup. I feel like soup is the perfect transition between summer and autumn. Like if you're looking for a meal that isn't too heavy, then I love soups for that reason. I also love roast dinners, and I always tend to connect the two together. I think because growing up, I wasn't the kind of family to have roast dinners every Sunday. It would only be at like a special occasion like Christmas or whenever family was coming over. And so because it was very rare, I saw roast dinners as being like a Christmas thing, like a Christmas activity almost. When you have that like association to a meal for like a specific season, it makes you very excited. Like when I think of salads, I think of summer. So try and find something that's going to get you excited to make in this season. Then number 13, which is a tip that I saw somewhere else, is to host a cozy potluck dinner with friends featuring seasonal recipes. I would love to do this. However, I need my own place, and B, I need friends. I have friends, but I need friends that can make it. I need friends that where we can all like actually like say yes for the same day. It's very difficult though, because you kind of need to have your own place for that, and everyone needs to be in a point of their life where they're adult enough, I guess. I feel like potluck dinners and like hosting dinners and hosting things, it's very like, oh, you're an adult. I can't wait until I have my own apartment, because trust me, You know Zoe Sugg and how well she is at hosting? I grew up with that. I grew up with her being my role model. I even have Quarterly Invited, which is her book about hosting. I am going to be the best hoster you have ever seen on the planet. I am going to be hosting dinners you're going to wish you were at. Just wait for it. When I have my own place, and I will, I promise you, this time next year I'll be living in London. This time next year, I'm just saying it now, I'm putting it here. This time next year I'll be living in London. Okay, now that I've left it here and we're like manifesting it together, because, you know, evil eye, I try not to believe in that. I'm sure you're not sitting on the other end of the camera going, no she isn't, I'm gonna make sure she doesn't. I'm sure you're a lovely human being. Let's manifest that together, and whatever you want to manifest as well. This energy that we have in this video right now, it's very positive. It's very like, we're gonna make it, so don't you worry about that. Whatever you're trying to manifest, even you just being on this channel, it's going to happen because I've said so. Anyway, sidetracked. When I eventually do have my own place, I would really love to host potluck dinners. So I don't actually know what the definition of a potluck dinner is. I'm gonna ask Google. What is a potluck dinner? A potluck dinner is a social event where guests contribute a dish to be shared by everyone. Oh, okay. I thought it was more special than that. Where's the luck? Anyways, regardless, I would love to do this. I would love to have all of my friends come and bring something and then just to have a wonderful dinner together, and themed dinners as well. Number 14 is to visit a local cafe and try their autumn menus. Now, I really love coffee shops that actually like fully dive into a season. My favorite seasonal drink is the gingerbread latte that Costa sells at Christmas time. Nothing, and I mean nothing, beats that coffee for me. That's Christmas to me. The minute that's out, I know it's Christmas. But pumpkin lattes, yeah, they slap. I try to buy them from places that are like small businesses, because I believe that we should be supporting small businesses as much as big companies, or even more so. However, sometimes it's difficult because those small businesses don't always have those seasonal drinks, but try and find that place that does. Oh my god, before I move on, Blank Street. Oh my god. Do they know how to do an autumn drink? Please, if you take anything away from this video, I want you to find a Blank Street if you can and order the apple butter matcha. That drink was life-changing. It was like having... Actually, if I explain what it was like, you might think it's disgusting. But if you like apple crumble and matcha and cinnamon, then you will like this drink. And even if you don't, apple, cinnamon, matcha. If you like all of those things, run and get it. I'm sure they also do like a pumpkin one as well. I'm not sure if they do a pumpkin matcha, but I know they do a pumpkin coffee. I've never tried the coffee at Blank Street. I would like to. Whenever I go there, I think, why would I? Because they're known for their matcha, but I definitely will one day. Then number 15 is to roast some marshmallows or make s'mores by a fire. I don't think I've ever done this, you know, like I said, I've never gone camping. I think the only time I did was when my friend was hosting a birthday party and we literally were all camping in her back garden, and we had like a little fire and we made s'mores and roasted marshmallows. And I think that's the only time. I don't know if that's like counted or if that's cheating, but I think marshmallows, s'mores, bonfires, like the stars, the feeling of like being around other people, sharing little scary stories, like that is autumn to me. I'm getting carried away. Okay, for the next 5 things, we are going into the creative and soulful moments and things that you can do. Number 16 is to start an autumn journal or scrapbook. You don't have to do this specific for autumn. I have decided to make a bullet journal for every single year, and I only just started this from this year, and it has been life-changing. I think documenting my life really helps me to realize what the hell is actually going on in my life, because I'll achieve so much in a month, but I'll never look back on it in like a visual way. Whether I think actually like ordering pictures, like I'm waiting for my pictures to come from September, so I've not actually bullet journaled for September, but putting yourself into that mindset where you're like reflecting on everything that you have done really makes you realize how far you've come as a person and how much of yourself there is to celebrate. So bullet journals, best decision I've ever made, as well as journaling. Definitely recommend that. And then you can also add like little autumn pages in it as well. Number 17 is to write a seasonal poem or short story. I love this. poetry, as you will know, because all I ever do is talk about poetry. Actually, if you don't know, I'm a poet, and I'm currently working on a poetry collection that I'm very, very proud of. And I just love poetry because I think that you can really like summarize such a massive story or such an incredible feeling in such short words, like in such a short paragraph, and it hits you like a ton of bricks. It really slaps you in the face and you're like, oh my god, no one has ever seen me or understood me in this way before. And that's how I feel about music as well, and even short stories or books. So even if you're not a writer, that doesn't stop you from being able to write. You know, you can write, you can be a writer, you can, like, even journaling. When you journal, that's being a writer. You're documenting your life. As long as you're being true to yourself and being authentic to yourself, you are being a writer. So just do it. Write a short story. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody I've met has had a phase where they've loved writing stories. Even like the most mathematical, scientific people I know have had a phase where they've at least written one story. And I think that the only reason why we stop that is because we seem to think that we have to be professional to do the things that we want to do in adulthood. But I don't believe in that. So if you want to write a story, get the pen, get the paper or your phone, because I write my poems on my phone, and get writing. The next thing, so number 18, is to create a vision board inspired by autumn and to have like a little bit of a mood board. Now, I don't know if you can tell because I don't know if it will focus, but on my phone I have a little bit of a mood board, and like every single month I have a mood board for the specific month, and it will have like pictures on there that will inspire me and motivate me to do the things that I know I've set out myself to do for that month. But then also I have an autumn mood board as well, which I actually have in the background of my Google, and then also in the background of my computer, and it has all the things that I'm trying to manifest. So I won't share it just because then you'll see everything that's going on in my brain. It's a very vulnerable mood board, but just go on Pinterest and search up all the things that you want for your mood board, like autumn or aesthetic or this or cozy or whatever specific it is to you, and make a mood board. It's so fun. Put a podcast in the background or your favorite show that you're currently watching. I'm currently watching Wednesday, which is very perfect for the spooky season, and make a mood board. I personally really love making them. Then number 19 is to try a new autumn themed craft like leaf pressing or wreath making. Again, this is not something I've done. I've not made a wreath before, but I would love to do this, or just in general doing like autumnal activities. I've seen a lot of people do like autumnal videos recently. Oh, there was a video I watched by Sophie Di Loretto. I love her so much, and she made a DIY video, and one of the things that she made was like a traveler's journal where it's like leather that sort of goes around all of your journals and keeps them together. I don't know how she did that. I mean, I watched her do it, but I still don't know how she did that. I would love to do that. That takes a lot of effort. So getting into your like crafty moments and colouring even, I feel like is perfect for this time of year where we feel like we're like trapped inside or we can't really do much with our life. You just have to do them mainly inside. Like even start with your hobbies. Pick up an instrument that you haven't picked up in ages. I just think it's so exciting. And then number 20 is to take autumn inspired photos like foggy mornings or leaves or the outfits that you're wearing, or if you're going out with a friend to a pumpkin patch, just have a massive full photo shoot. I just think it's so fun. Like, you don't always need to live through Pinterest. You can also live through yourself, through your own life. And there is so much, again, to romanticize that you don't realize until you attempt to romanticize it or even put the focus on romanticizing it. So yeah, have a little photo shoot. For the final 5 things that I'm going to be sharing, it's going to be about seasonal fun and festivities. So number 21, I think I mentioned this earlier, is to carve or paint a pumpkin. I love doing this, but I find it very difficult, and I always used to do it with my mum at Halloween. We used to have like the scariest pumpkins in the neighborhood. Like everyone always used to love coming to our house because specifically my mum would put in so much work. Like she would decorate the whole door, and it would be like a massive spider which would scare the hell out of me and everyone that knocked on the door. Actually, it stopped people from knocking on the door. And there would always be so many cool pumpkins. We did this one pumpkin once where it was like the teeth, and then it had like toothpicks as like the teeth, and it was really cool. But you know, even painting pumpkins, I've never done that before, but I've always wanted to do that. And I did actually see one pumpkin on Pinterest which was inspired by Gilmore Girls, and it was like the Luke's logo for his coffee shop, like the coffee mug, and I really loved that. So I think I might do that this year or paint it. Number 22 is to dress up for Halloween, even if it's by yourself. I am going as Elphaba and Glinda with my best friend Senny. She's going as Glinda and I'm going as Elphaba, and I'm so excited. Every single year I tap in, you know. I love Halloween and I love Christmas. And if you don't, I will make you love them. Like, there's not even a question of me trying to get over the fact that you don't. I will simply make you love them. And I love Halloween because it's exciting, it's fun, it makes me feel like a child again. I don't think that dressing up and enjoying Halloween should be just for kids. Like, no, I want to be involved in that. So start planning your Halloween outfit now, because before you know it, it's going to be Halloween tomorrow and you're not going to have anything planned out. Number 23 is to go to a fall fair or market. Again, we don't have many of these in the UK. There's so much that America have that we don't have. But I would love to go to a fall fair or just a festival or like a market or something that is like fall and autumn related. So I'm going to have a look to see if there are any things in my area, and I recommend you do that as well. Number 24 is to have a board game with some warm drinks and some snacks, or to even have like a movie night with your friends and your family. I love this idea. I just think doing anything with like loved ones, with like a cozy setting, maybe like you have like music playing in the background with a fireplace, or if you don't have a fireplace, and put it on your TV, and just connecting with other people and just enjoying each other's company. That can be perfect for any season, but personally for me, I see intimacy being even more of a connection to autumn and winter than I do for any other time of year, because you're like huddling together and you're being cozy together, and I just love that. I just love this time of year for that specific reason. And recently I watched Weapons with my mom and my friends, and I thought that was a really good movie. And I'm not always into horror movies, but I personally really liked that one because there was a good plot and it was also funny. So if you haven't watched that yet, again, I recommend it. And then I'm just reading my last thing, and it's literally what I just said. Number 25, which is to watch a spooky or cozy Halloween classic film with your friends. So this could be a horror film. It could be Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Casper. Oh my god, I love that film so much. I used to have a crush on Casper. In fact, I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching this video probably had a crush on Casper. But there are so many good movies. Corpse Bride, Addams Family. Like, this is the time of year to get into your cozy, spooky phase. Like, I'm getting jittery about it. I'm so excited. But yeah, anyways, that brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, then please leave a comment down below for what you are most excited to do this October. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and I will see you, lovely lot, next Sunday at 12 p.m. Bye bye.